Late? I might be late. I'm sorry. I'm late. Either way, hi everyone. Welcome back to BMX News Live, back in the normal setting. We're here today to talk about everything that happened in the previous week in the world of BMX that I think you guys might care about. And with that, let's go. This week's news sponsor, Chan with an N, Pion BMX dash best BMX mail order ever. Interesting. I've never heard of this Champion. I've heard of Champion BMX. Ha, too funny. But I appreciate ya, and thank you for that. Speaking of that, let's get the little scrolly boy on the screen going, because thank you, Kurt Rowell and Champion BMX. If you haven't heard, it's a BMX mail order in Washington. I'm working on packing an order and trying to do this. Better luck next time. Either way, thank you for that. So let's get into talking about the news. We have the Red Bull featured event that went down this past weekend. We've got some stuff out from that. Actually, I want to shout out some people who were in the chat. We got 34 people here. We have Brian Lang, a member in the chat. Jeff Mead, a member in the chat. Hold up. Stony, old fat guy BMX, just sent a $5 super chat. Stopping everything for OFG BMX. Thank you, Stony, for the ad. I can't wait to see the next old fat guy BMX video on YouTube. When's it coming? We need it. Either way, we have Kyler Anderson in the chat. Saw him this past weekend. Zenki TV. Jeff Mead is a member in the chat. Woodenfoot, also a member in the chat. Style and Switch. What does MKS stand for? You know, I don't know. Moto Kicks? Maybe? M and K and S at the end? Maybe? Brant bunny hopping through the forest. Oh, geez. The Whirly fam. Presley Whirly fam in the chat. Also the Karinsky fam hanging out for BMX news on Friday. Every Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Are they light and durable? So I have a full review on the Moto, which was the low top model, but I figured I'd grab these because I knew it'd come up, making posts about them, talking about it. So this is the high low. It's a mid high top version. What is this, high top or mid top? Can we get them both? I don't really know. And I keep calling it both, and I feel like I don't want to do that because it's probably not right. Mid. Those look sick. 3/4. You're not helping me here. Very mid top. Okay. Mid top. So mid top shoe. I mean, they're pretty light. What's sick though is like I'm pushing like until they're broken in. They're like stiff in that regard, but the toe has lots of flex in it. And then the heel has less flex in it. I got a video coming on these, but this little rubber thing here is dope. It protects your foot. You can already see I've been using it to protect my foot. And with that, if you guys do want to try these, there is a discount code for everybody. It's just BMX, saves you some money. But if you want an even better discount code, send me a message when you're ready to check out, and I'll get you a much better one. Put it that way. Also, real quick, because they don't just make those style of shoes, they also have like an everyday shoe. This is the Free Ride. So this is more made just to live life in, and it's more comfortable. It's a more comfort shoe than a riding shoe. And it's a lot nicer for when you're walking or standing on your feet all day than riding. Are they made from cruelty-free vegan leather / suede? I don't know. That is funny. So, why was this year's Corn Hucket the last one? That's that's talked about several times. You could watch and hear more about that in other places. But to put it like quickly, it takes a lot of work. And Carl's got a lot going on out there. And before, when Corn Hucket was the main thing of the entire year, he could spend the whole year prepping and getting ready for it. Now he's got a contest, he's got a building to upkeep and ride. He's just being able to ride is also a factor. So yeah. Anyways, let's get to talking about Red Bull Featured. This is an event that went down over in the UK. And regardless of how you feel about watching this event, it seems like people are stoked on it. Look how many people were there to watch. Anybody could go and get a ticket to watch it. And it seems like this might be the kind of thing that outside of BMX enjoys. It looked like an absolute blast. I didn't get to see a ton of it yet, but it looks like it was set up for people to just like send it, which is dope. And I think that the whole annoyance from people of saying, oh, world first, world first, world first, and how people react to that is funny, because I also think that there's a lot of people who bitch about the current contest formats and how it's like not conducive to just sending it and trying to do the craziest thing you possibly can. And this seems to be that, where you have that trick in mind and you're trying to get that trick without worrying about being penalized for not landing your run perfectly. And it's just funny that people find something to complain about, even when an event is giving people something that they've talked about, like, oh, we don't have contests where people just send it anymore. And it's like, well, this is a contest where people just send it, but you're not happy because all the world's first. And it's like, the world's first is probably how they get outside people to care about it and want to watch. And outside people caring about it and want to watch is how you get outside companies to get involved. And outside companies being involved and outside people and being involved is how you can grow BMX and have more people who don't already ride. And if you don't like it, don't watch it, and it doesn't matter. Go do your thing. They're doing their thing, and it's all good. That being said, Kieran Riley apparently landed 2 world firsts. Hannah Roberts apparently landed 1. Those are the 2 winners from the men and women's side of things. And this is a write-up on the Bloom. Words from Kieran and Hannah. We have Logan Martin and Natalia DM landing tricks never seen in competition before. Kent Tencio, Jude Jones, Nikita Ducaro, Nick Bruce also doing the same. Once upon a time, a tail whip was the world's first. It's called progression. Absolutely. And I could see how some people would be annoyed with all these posts everywhere with that. But it's like, if that's what we can do and get outside people to look at BMX and then find their avenue within it, whatever that might be, whether it's park or street or Flyland or whatever they find that they enjoy, well then, sweet. Also, I have no idea what this is about. I don't know this name, so I don't know if it's racing or dirt jumper or what, but I've seen dirt bike riders who have been sponsored by OnlyFans, and Devin Smiley, now we see another. It's interesting. Could see some kids getting into BMX from watching this. Yeah, like they see all these guys sending it, and yeah, it's not attainable by any means, but I'm sure there's some kids out there that see it and think it'd be awesome, and we need all of it, right? So let's see. In the male top 3, we have Kieran Riley, Logan Martin, Kenneth Tencio. Female, Hannah Roberts, Natalia DM, and Laurie Perez. So it looks like we don't have specific tricks listed here. I saw there was a flare tire grab. I saw Nick Bruce did a flip double whip to whip back. And what else? Nikita Ducaro, I think the flare turn down was the thing. And I don't know what Hannah's was. If you guys know, leave it in the comments. I'm not sure. But it's cool to see this. And we also have a highlight reel from Dig from the event on the men's side of things. I'm sure that we'll get the women's side of things in here. But if you want to see what the men threw together, this video would be it. Red Bull and Sebastian Keep cooked up the featured contest. That's nice. That's sick. Was it the flip bar to tuck? That would make sense. I don't know what I was going to say. Let's see. And like the other element of this is that they also did a street jam as part of this. Was this it? Yeah. They did a street jam where Garrett Reynolds, Bruno Hoffman, all these people were out for a street jam as part of the event. That's dope. The fact that it's all encompassing and people who were there to watch the park thing, maybe, I don't know how the street jam would work, but maybe they would get to see street riding too, and that's sick. What else do we have? Keep your eyes peeled for the women's highlights soon. So Kieran Riley, Mike Varga, Nick Bruce, Jude Jones, Kenneth Tencio, Kevin Peraza, Sean Gornall. I don't think I've heard that name, so I'd be curious to learn about that. And Logan Martin. That is dope. Didn't know that. That's why I watched the news. Let's go. What's up, Rump BMX fam? More street jams with pros. Absolutely. More shop stops, more street jams, more community events. More events that go beyond just BMX riders. That's awesome. I hope we get that more. Moving on from there, we have Radio Bikes welcoming Leandro Moreira to their team. Yeah, to Radio Bikes. Hannah attempted a double flare. Hot damn, what's up, Kevin Morehouse? That's crazy. Everybody's coming in. If you hit this button, this one right here, more people show up and it helps me out. So I'm not going to ask for it, but just letting you know it actually does something. Cool to see Leandro land somewhere after GT let everybody go and stop doing bicycle related things. What's up, BMXP? Glad to see this. Minute long. There we go. Well, thank you, Style and Switch. I appreciate ya. More people show up with 2 O's. Let's go. We also have another welcome video this week, welcoming Jacob Thiem to Montecule, the apparel company. Jacob Thiem, got to see him this past weekend. I meant to give highlights from the Middle of Nowhere contest earlier and forgot, so we're going to do that now. Jacob Thiem won the contest, 3rd year in a row, taking home the dub and $2,500, and man, will it be exciting when more people show up and really the competition gets really close. Like Jeremy Malott and Jacob Thiem give each other a run for their money, but watching Jacob ride that building, man, it's going to take something huge or something special to beat him on a good day, and it's going to be nuts when it ends up happening. Get excited though. Middle of Nowhere highlights edit. I will be starting to edit that as soon as I finish Presley's bike check, which I have almost done. Just need to do a little bit more editing on it and it'll be done. Really fun video. Presley talking about his bike. And yeah, we are on to something here. What are we on to, Stony? More people show up. What's up, Kiefer? Jacob is the dude. It was either between him, Jeremy, and Caden. In my eyes, they're all so incredibly talented and dedicated to BMX. And then when it comes to best trick, Jeremy Malott won that for a 3rd year in a row. And it was crazy talking to Jeremy before the best trick contest started because he had something in mind, but he wasn't sure if it would work in the spot that he was thinking about it. And he told me he was like, kind of not like in the right headspace to try that trick, then comes out and does something different in a 180 double whip to bar up the step up to the slowest and lowest fakie front flip I've ever seen, to drop off of the huge drop immediately after, and it was over after that. There was a lot of other really good tricks that happened in Best Trick, but Jeremy threw it down, won it for a third year in a row, and it's crazy that the winner of the park contest and winner of Best Trick both have won it 3 years in a row now. I think we need to make a campaign to get even more people out there to give them both more of a run for their money, even more. Shilling our Brantmore cult. What the hell? Thank you, Stoney. You're the man. You're the man, Stoney. You're the man. Boom. Appreciates ya. With that being said, Jacob Theme's Welcome to Montecule video is a testament to how good he is. There's a lot of street riding stuff in here that's awesome, and to see him in the streets taking his style from international park contests where he can win and has won to riding street and filming a mostly street video is sick, and this video is a fun one. It also looked like, I just feel like seeing a full out, no holding back street edit from Jacob where he works on it for like a year would be dope, or just an all around edit that he works on for like a year. But the crazy thing about Jacob is that if he does that, he's gonna be like, he's progressing so fast and so much, he's gonna do stuff that just keeps progressively being better than the first stuff he filmed. Either way, I think it'd be dope. With that, we keep going. We've got Latine Coghill's section from the Animal Type Shit video that released not too long ago. Super creative spot usage, a lot of really fun pole jam type stuff in here. He does a fakie pole jam, which is dope, and it was an entertaining watch. Totally different than Jacob's video and totally different than other stuff we talked about this week already. Moving on from there, we have a video from the Yeah, Percy and Ed, Mike Purcell and Ed Hewitt. Fun video. These guys are filming this. It says two dads filming when they can, which is a pretty cool description for a video. And it was a fun watch, good spot usage. I like the brake stuff in here as well. There's also some other riders in here. Aside from Mike, we had Seth, Nilo, Shiloh. That's funny. Ishan, and then Ed, as we said. What is this? I'm freaking Dr. Seuss right here. Nilo, Shiloh, Ishan, and Ed. Pretty funny. Ed, like we said. That's what it was. Nilo, Shiloh, and Ed, like we said. Oh, cat in the hat. Funny. The Yeah, best pads ever. Yeah. The Yeah is sick. Handmade pads. I have a podcast with Matt if you want to learn more about the Yeah and the process of that. No. You're welcome, BMX Union. I clicked on the ad so you get paid. Moving on, we have a video called What Goes Around. It's a mix from the UK. Guest clips from Vish? That's dope. I've said dope way too many times. No more saying that word for the rest of the news. All these fellas in this video. Could you, would you shill in the rain? I don't know. I don't know. Fenris. Everybody in the chat trying to make me slip up. I'm not going to say it again for the rest of the news. You can't make me. Next, we have a video welcoming Max Young to Fit. This is a fun one. It starts out with Max talking about the parts on his bike and has some riding mixed throughout. Max is so good. Kurt, it's not going to work. Not happening. I appreciate the super chat, Kurt, but it's just not going to happen. I'm not saying it. Anyways, Max Young, absolutely killing it. Young Shredder. I'll dispute the charge then. Oh no, don't do it. Oh no. But I like this video too because the video starts with Max saying some parts that are on his bike, but then at the end, because he's updated some parts, they do a quick update of some things that were changed from the beginning of the video, and it was kind of just fun to see like a video. Listen, Brant Moore, DOPE, Cult Shill. Listen, you guys are killing me. I was trying not to say it. What's it gonna take? What should it take? I was giving myself, oh, I gotta update the bit rate. Oops. I know this isn't like a problem, but I'm gonna update it real quick because I had to change it from being out of nowhere last week, and I have better internet out here than I was able to use out there. There we go. I don't know if the quality will instantly get better, but Stoney just helped us reach the goal. And the goal was shilling. And that means we gotta bring out the shill shades. The shill shades and the shill chain. Just say the word. It's a word and it's blank. I hope the background music covers that a little bit. All right, fine. Thank you guys for your super chats. Y'all are dope. That's the last time I'm saying it for the whole episode, though. Either way, Max Young, welcome to Fit. Great video. Watching this dude rip at Pondfest last year, killing it on huge dirt jumps, and then watching him shred in the park as well as the street. He rides for Alienation too, so teammates on 2 different companies. Let's go. Kills it. Absolutely kills it. We have another video from Fit with Joe Smith. This one is in conjunction with 4 Down Distribution over in the UK. And the video is called Watch This. Another absolute shredder. This is a great video. Sending it on some burly stuff. Really fun. I enjoyed this one. And I especially liked how they included clips in here of people like talking about the riding. It was fun. It was just fun. Put it that way. Then we move on to Fracture Furious. Furious? Furious? I don't know. But they're in Lisbon in Portugal. And this one features a bunch of riders. Felix Prengenberg, Hillian Riekmeyer. All these foreign names that I will embarrass myself trying to say. Yo, Kevin Jackson is getting the new S&M guard sprocket in 33. Are you going to run 33.9? That'd be crazy. And which new S&M guard sprocket? They have a couple. They have the mid-school one, and then they have the Go Ring, which honestly, in my opinion, the Go Ring looks better and cooler because those S&M shields cut out of the guard sprocket just looks sick. Either way, check this video out. Another one from the Fracture crew. The mid-school, nice. Are you going to run a 9-tooth driver in the back with 33 in the front? Just so you can go 1,000,000 miles an hour if you want to? 39 is as hard as I can go. I mean, the gear ratio difference between 28.9 and 39 is a lot in itself. To go 33.9, you're going to have quads like a freaking bodybuilder. And it's going to be sick. Already do ride 9, so you're going to have 33.9. That's sick. Anyways, next up, we've got Team Schraub, Dean's Backyard, or Dean's Bachelor Party Weekend. The videos are getting longer at this point. This one's 10 minutes, and it features a bunch of people going and shredding for Dean Dickinson's bachelor party. I knew I saw backyard in here. Dean's backyard pool. There's no way I read it from down here while I was trying to read up here. 28 ain't fast enough. I'm about to move to a 30 tooth. There you go. Oh shoot, Champion BMX has the REA frame and bars on pre-order. They're going quick. Some of the sizes and colors are already sold out. You guys want a little quick preview on Factory Friday that's coming here in as soon as I get everything posted from it or everything edited and then send the Instagram thing over. I'll play you guys the intro since I edit Factory Friday, because why not? Here you go. Right here.
Much better than that. The REA bar.
What's going on out here?
So there's that. Then they're working on the REA bars. There's some stuff in the paint shop. REA gets put to work. Not really, but looks like he enjoyed the process of being there, and it was cool to see this. So that will be coming out later today. Probably not too much later. And as soon as I close this, I'm gonna quickly do the Instagram reel to promote this. Yeah, pretty cool. Moving on from there, we've got one called Dadlore, Okanagan. There's so many ways to pronounce things. Okanagan Roadie. I guarantee I butchered that. Fresh one that Mitchell Radcliffe sent through. Is there a rider list? Bunch of riders in here. I wish I would have had more time to watch this one. The thumbnail alone made me want to watch it. I'm sure it's AI with a little bit of editing in there, but it's sick. It looks awesome and it makes me want to watch it. So someone check that out and let me know how it was. Then we got Sunday Bikes Wise Up. This one dropped last Friday. Features Jared Duncan, Eric Elstrand, Jake Seeley, Julian Ortega, Maka Perez, and Gary Young. Got to see Gary Young this past weekend at the Nowhere compound, and let me tell you something about Gary Young. One, genuinely, I could go out on, I could say he is the nicest person I've ever met in my entire life. Just saying, like, genuinely the nicest. And then the way he rode, so he was the head judge at the Nowhere contest last weekend, and it was funny because he didn't really get to ride a lot. He got to ride like some Friday before the contest, but not a ton. Then Saturday rolls around and we're in between classes, and I look up and I see Gary putting his helmet on. That reminded me I need to grab my helmet before I leave. But putting his helmet on, and I ran up and I was like, yo, what are you doing? And he's like, can't come to the Nowhere compound and not ride. So in between judging, we only have 20 minutes. He goes out and has a session on the world's largest bars, and 20 other people roll up because they see him. And then he proceeds to absolutely kill it in this quick 20 minutes. And then I see him kind of ride off, and he yells at me. He's like, we gotta go, because I was filming. So I ran over and then filmed more of the contest. And then he didn't get to ride again until probably 11 p.m. that night. And at 12:15 a.m., he films the clip that is in his Instagram post from it, where he starts it off gapping from the step up lip to the box lip, and then ends with the 360 alley-oop from, I think it was alley-oop, maybe it was. But he ends with not alley-oop, but it was a 360 from the box lip to the step-up lip. And just seeing him make that run alone lets me know that if he wasn't the head judge and he was able to ride in this pro contest, he could have got top 5. He could have been podium for sure. Like, he was just, in the way he did it was that he was just flowing around, kind of testing out the transfers and things that he was riding. And then he asked Drew Jackson in the nicest humanly way possible, like, could I pretty please get you to film something for me? Even nicer than that. And then immediately proceeds to add a trick to almost every single air and thing that he did while he was just flowing around having fun and warming up for it before that. It was incredible. So I think if Gary Young showed up next year for the contest with the intent to ride it, he could absolutely place in the top 3. And that would be really fun to watch because he rode it different than anybody else rode it in the pro contest. He was doing transfers and adding tricks to those transfers and doing transfers with tricks that nobody else was doing. And I was like, man, that was fun to watch. That was the other thing, just fun to watch. And when you combine the nicest person you've ever met with an absolute shredder on a bike, you get someone like Gary Young with the longevity in BMX. That is so cool to see. With that, go watch this video. Next up, we talked about this one already, but it's next in order of video length. This one is almost 18 minutes long from the street jam that went down as part of this contest. And honestly, I think if they do this again, if they find that this was successful enough this year and they do it again next year, if they add a flatland element to this, it doesn't even have to be a contest. It could just be a flatland jam that's going on like before or after or however it would work as part of this event. That would be so sick. Maybe you even have the street jam and then have the street jam either start, probably end, at a place where people could ride flatland. So then you have the flatland riders as part of the street jam. And then once they get to the spot, they can ride flatland. And then they can get people like Bruno Hoffman and Garrett Reynolds trying to do flatland tricks, which they already do. And that all leads up to the big Red Bull featured event on the ramps. Getting all of those elements together in one event. Sebastian Keep, if you see this, you can have it. Just pay for my plane ticket to come watch. And I'll film it and I'll put out a video. Anyways, I think that'd be cool. The fact that it is what it is already is awesome in itself. And if it's successful, it could be made even better for all of BMX because the people who get to watch would be able to watch every element except for like vert, obviously. Moving on from there, we have a video called Murky Water, almost 20 minutes long, straight from Canada in Winnipeg. We have a big rider list. And if you want to see something from some riders maybe you haven't heard of or seen before, 20 minutes, longer video, this is it. Then we get into the podcasts from this past week. I did a podcast with Bobby Canode on my channel previous week, where we talked a lot about Mediocre at Best 2. That was the focus of it. Well, before that, on the same day, we recorded myself for his podcast, 3 hours worth of it. And we talk about so much different stuff. Is there a time? So we talk about intro to me and my BMX journey, green screen setup and content creation tips, my gecko obsession. It's kind of a problem, honestly. But hey, I did just sell my first 2 geckos this week, so that's kind of sick. Making a living through YouTube and beyond. Research and realities of BMX sponsorships, redefining value in BMX beyond risky tricks, sponsors, YouTube earnings transparency. So if you think I am a rich person because I'm on YouTube, watch that part and you'll be surprised because I've made in 10 years what a lot of you probably make in 1 year. Pushing for transparency in BMX. And me saying 10 years in 1 year is the total of my 10 years on YouTube is how much a lot of people make in 1 year. Avoiding burnout in content creation and life in general, honestly. Thoughts on religion and consciousness. It got a little weird for 15 minutes. Calling out BMX's mental health hypocrisy, real thing. Staying authentic in BMX. Then my Mount Rushmore of riders. Gratitude and closing thoughts. I had a really good time doing this podcast. The Brant showed his tax return. Don't believe it. He drives a new Lexus and he is a baller. Yeah, can't you tell by these free shades and this free chain that I got? And my 2008 CRV with over 200,000 miles that has a transmission issue that whenever I let it go into overdrive when I'm going and I don't give enough gas, it's like, and I'm scared to drive it very far, but I'm going to have to drive it to Woodward, and it's kind of nerve-wracking. Yeah, I'm balling. Anyways, I enjoyed this. Getting to talk to Bobby for 6 hours in a day, talking to anyone for 6 hours straight and not being annoyed with them whatsoever and enjoying the conversation is something in itself. They say if you want to get to know really get to know a friend or find out if you're real friends, take a trip across the country with them because you're stuck with them for that time. Same thing with recording podcasts for 6 hours. He has a personal assistant that sets up all the ice picks he's going to do for the day. Personal assistant's just one of the personalities up in my head. Thought you were sponsored by a local Ford dealership out there in Ohio. That was a temporary thing. I did get paid for that, but that was a temporary thing where I drove a brand new Ford truck from Friday till Monday and just filmed the videos that you saw and then posted them on Instagram. So that was just 2 separate weekends with 2 different trucks. Brant, 10:30 a.m. You had an ice pick scheduled on that quarter pipe over there. Funny. Moving on, we have the Unclick podcast with Steve Coteau of Peep Game. Didn't get a chance to listen to this one, but this guy is all over the internet, has been doing it for years, and is very well respected. So I'm sure that this is good, and it's cool to see what he's been doing with the Peep Game YouTube channel as well. So I've enjoyed that. Moving on from there, we have stuff from the More BMX podcast. I am going to pull up, before we do that, the events for the rest of the month in the Time BMX app. And real quick, before we even go that far, I am going to pull up a future event because Brian Huffman, who's organizing this Flatland contest as part of the American BMX Flatland League, the ABFL, sent it to me this morning. It's the Huff Jam 2025. It is July 26th. It's going down in North Carolina. It is part of the American BMX Flatland League, as I said. So there's going to be a huge prize purse, and this event seems to always be amazing from what I've seen from it. With that, let's get into the events from this month in the Time BMX app. As Champion BMX Kurt Rowell says, Brant, you missed your 145 ice pick on that street spine. I don't know if we can push your 2 o'clock appointment. Ha! That's hilarious. So we have some events going down the rest of this month. Actually, we have a lot of events. We have Pizzy Easter Jam going down yesterday. We have Japan Cup BMX Freestyle Park and Flatland going down this weekend in Hiroshima. Bloom Ride Like a Girl weekend going down this weekend at Woodward in Pennsylvania. South Sea Skate Park Easter Jam. What about Daup? What's Daup? JR, you are mega late. We have South Sea Skate Park Easter Jam going down in the UK the 19th, so that'd be tomorrow. Then we have Eddie Rios Memorial Jam in Florida going down tomorrow as well. X Air in New Zealand going down the 25th to the 26th weekend. Last Chance Jam in Dresden in Germany going down the 26th. Roast the Coast in Australia the 26th. Masters of Dirt in Frankfurt, Germany the 26th. Spot Roast 11 the 26th in Tampa, Florida. That is 5 different countries with events going on in them that weekend. And then the Chenga 2 contest, DOHP. What are we talking about? Did I miss something? Anyway, Chenga contest, the 3rd year of it in Ohio, is going down the 26th as well. So make sure you guys are in Ohio for the Chenga contest. Trevor puts a lot of work into putting that contest on. It's always a good time. I will be there filming. Jeff Mead will be there winning the old school class. And Kevin Zuba, who's late or not here, will be in there fighting to take out Jeff Mead's knees before the contest so that he can win. With that being said, Time BMX app is also a social media where you can post videos, pick your favorite skate parks, as well as events that you're going to be going to. So let's go back. I am going to be at all the way down here, Changa contest. I'll be there. I'm going. Confirm. Kurt Rowell just submitted their jam on there. Let's go. And if I go back to my page, look, I'll be at the Changa contest. How cool is that? So there's also a atlas on here of skate parks, bike shops, pump tracks, BMX tracks, and a couple public dirt jumping spots on here. And every week I pick a couple exotic locations in the world to pull up in the app from the chat. So while I take a drink of water, send me an exotic location in the world and not New York City, New York, or something huge like that. Iceland, we've done Iceland before. I'll just zoom in on it. Greenland. So there's not a single skate park on this map in Greenland. Argentina, okay. Let's pick Iceland really quick. Wow, there's 10 really close together. What is... That's interesting. We're just going to do this one. Don't ask me to pronounce that. Indoor skate park. Looks like it's a pretty street-focused setup. There is a quarter to sub that's also a step up. That's pretty cool. There's a hubba ledge. Quarters on the other side. This is the only picture that we get, but it looks like this is standing beside some type of railing of some sort. Are there any in Monaco? Nice. Let's find out about Argentina real quick because I like JR's suggestion. Where's South America? There it is. Argentina. I think that's Argentina, right? Yeah. Well, there's a lot. Argentina is huge. I guess we're just going to go Buenos Aires. This one. El Playon. This looks like a DIY spot. Yeah. Interesting. Got a little volcano going on. All right, we're going to have to do more than just this because that's not enough. How about this one? Plaza. Another DIY looking spot. How cool is that if these are all DIY spots? Jeff better win, Changa. Ha. What about this one? We'll find something crazy looking. So this is another one. All these parks look like they're kind of DIY-ish, but it's cool that they exist. What else? Let's find another one. Greenland is all ice. Yes, so. Oh, what is that, Jeff? Kuala? Oh, Malaysia. I think Jeff's going here. So, let's zoom in. They exist. We're going to go to the very center. And this is the one we're pulling up. Yo. If you're going here, Jeff, you just hit the lottery with this park. That is sick. Oh my gosh, there's so much. This is amazing. They even have a double coping spine that looks like it's 8 feet tall. Sick. Really, really cool. So there's that. With that, let's just take a look at the only More BMX post I was sent this week. It's Moritz. Moritz messaged me and let me know he's from Germany. doing a big old double whip over a huge step up. Might have wanted to pick the more zoomed in camera if you had one. But that's awesome. Dialed double whip looks good. And I don't think anything new is showing up on here. Let me just check messages real quick. Anything fresh? No, we had Kevin Jackson in the chat just sent me this. Sasuke being welcome to Monster Army. Oh, J.R. Hobbs just sent me a reel. Oh, ouch. Ouch, Charlie. Nice flare at the Hawk's Nest. I think that's what it's called. If not, sorry. Little truck to fakie. All right. Just wanted to take a closer look at the floor. Dude, that sucks. That sucks so bad. When you fall like that, you just eat the floor. Appreciate you, J.R. Hobbs. Let me make sure you even used it. Let's go. He used the More BMX tag. Maybe we need to make an incentive for this. Like, one day, just the best clip from the More BMX tag of the week. I'll send him like $10 on Venmo or something. I don't know. Anything else? I made a post about these MKS shoes so you can get a little bit of a better look. Double crank flip approved. Giving a close look at them. So far, these shoes are great. I have them sitting right here. Yeah, stoked on that. Oh, we got Presley in the house with his More BMX reel. What was it? 180. Fakey in a full circle. Nice. Presley's so good. So there was the fakey in a circle. Let me take this away so I can check my messages real quick. Then there's this one from the Next Generation Jam, which also went down last weekend in Ohio. I'm bummed that I had to miss it, but I was at middle of nowhere. Presley killed it. Seth Udy killed it. All of the shredders killing it at that event. It seemed like there was a lot of people there, and it looked like it was a fun time from what I saw. I'm bummed that I had to miss it again, but even so, friggin' it went down. Everyone was there. I saw there was people filming, so I don't have to feel bad. Joyride's Instagram posted highlights from the C1 event, not a More BMX tag, but some good riding. Nice. So that's another event that went down last weekend. Let's pull that up real quick. Might as well. Keep going here. Joyride 150. And here are the highlights from the C1. Brant, come bike. I'll come ride Buffalo, but I don't have a Harley, so I can't come bike Buffalo. But it would be fun. I need to come ride with Kevin, ride with you. Kyler says, I've been practicing fakey circles. I can get one, but I'm trying to go for as long as I can backwards. So far I got 3, but can't lock it in yet. That's a cash roll. That's a double whip. That might have been triple whip. I can't count. 3 downy. Double whip transfer. That was gnarly. Dang. 3 look back to tuck. That was good. 3 whip over the box. Truck to tuck over the box backwards. Backflip. Double tail whip. Flare bar. Flare whip. 540 flare. That was like a 1080. Double backflip. Jeez. So, with that being said, BMX news was good this week. These shoes are good. Multiple double crank flips. Farga's vlogs have been sick. I didn't even know he's been posting videos on YouTube, but that's cool to see. And yeah, I appreciate everybody tuning in. Thank you to Kurt at Champion BMX, as well as Stony at Old Fat Guy BMX for the support this week directly. All the super chats. Appreciate all of that. Thank you to all the members who are here. The Whirly fam, the Kravinsky fam, Jeff Mead. Who else? Anyone else still here that's a member in the chat? I don't see any as I scroll up. Ryan Lang. But I appreciate everyone who tunes in. Thank you for watching. Kiefer Austin, Style and Switch, Kevin Morehouse, Kyler Anderson, Mark Richard. He's from Buffalo. Kyler Anderson, Kiefer Austin. Who else? JR Hobbs, Zenki TV, Cincy Send, Juiced Up BMX, The Ingeminator, CB the Third. Thank you guys all for tuning in, and I can't wait to see Jeff Mead next Thursday. Why is my background music? Maybe it was just in transition there. Happy Dingus Day, whatever that means. And yeah, appreciate all you guys. The direct support. Also, if you want to pick a pair of these up, BMX saves you some money. And if you want a better discount code, send me a message on Instagram when you're ready to check out, and I'll save you even more. And it helps me at the same time. Have a good day, everyone. I'll see ya tomorrow for another video. And it was a good one. Jeff, Kevin Zuba, Noah McBride, and I had a conversation, and it was fun. We'll see you guys. Watch in real time for the first time ever. Thanks for tuning in, Scotttown. We'll see everybody tomorrow for another video, and next Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern for the next BMX news. Same time, same place.